Test, test. Okay, there we go. Okay, now it's working, guys. Is it working? Let me know. I think so, right? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think the slide was, for some reason, it was to the left or something. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just, it's a demo trade, guys. Instead of just saying it, I'll just write it down. I think that makes more sense. People don't have to ask. So I was looking at the 15-minute here. And I saw this beautiful breaker. I was like, okay, let's see. Got a nice fair value gap here. So I am expecting, because midnight is here as well, we might dig a little bit deeper. So I might go into drawdown a little bit, but I'm okay. I just want to be tagged in. Also time-wise, because it's 2 o'clock. So let's see, because I'm sometimes around this time, you sort of like, we get a beautiful, just a tab, and we set off to the race. But I do want to tab a little bit deeper. So I'm okay to be in drawdown a little bit. But let's see. It's always a bit tricky when midnight is around this area. The thing is, with midnight, when we're around this time and we're staying at midnight, that means we might consolidate a little bit. So the thing that I'm like, okay, what we could do is keep on just hang out in this area for a while. But let's see. Let's see what we're going to do in this one here. Beautiful 15-minute breaker. Yeah. Like I said, I'm aware I would go and draw down. A little bit. Did we already go in here? We did, but it's a flat bottom. You see, it's not done yet. Going lower. See how spotty it is again, guys? Price action yesterday was effing horrible. I mean, did any one of you guys trade yesterday? Ugh. It was horrible. What time is it? 2 past. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I agree. But everything is, I don't know what else is really, I think it's all, almost moving the same. I think gold is similar price action. I think gold is even worse. Gold. See, again, this is what I don't like about gold. At 415, the move came, right? And then most of us can't even trade that on your evals or something like that. And I technically don't watch the market after 4 o'clock. And then the move comes in Asia, right? And this is the time where I sort of sleep, the only time I sleep. So it's been consolidating all day, exactly like NQ. I mean, um, oh, hold on. What's this one? I was using this one here. Um, okay, let's see. Now, if you would look at the 4 hour, it looks bearish, right? So if you look here, um, it looks bearish, but we have a lot of wicks as well. 50% would be below the breaker. That's below Asia low. Let's have a look. It has an inverse correlation at all. I mean, it is just. Oh, yesterday was just. It's really annoying. Yeah. It's just a little bit too much, right? I mean, we had 2 nice days, I think, or maybe one nice day, and then it's over and done with again. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I like it. Okay, see, we didn't leave a wickless candle. Now going back up. Okay. Just below the midpoint. Now the question is, does it want to take out Asia high on this breaker? Where's Asia high? All the way here. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm bullish. This is exactly the same setup that we had yesterday, but then the other way around. Remember this trend line liquidity to the downside? So we've been creating this in Asia. I think this is a beautiful setup for long. If I look at the higher time frame, I will be short bias, but um, let's see if it holds. If it's respecting this breaker. I do like the setup. You've got a Now I could dig deeper a little bit to this one here, but we sort of mitigated this for now. Let's see. This is a demo trade, but if I would be stopped out here and it would go here, I would take the short. If it doesn't break this area, I would take the long up from here. But we'll see. Maybe it doesn't want to respect it at all. Could be. But I do see that this is just a retracement for now. Let's see if I am correct. Sometimes they fail, obviously. Nothing works 100%. Um, 2:10. Let me open my account. This is a structure I'm looking at. Bullish breaker, fair value IFVG, but we have a very bearish candle now, which makes sense on the 4 hour as well, but also remember that if we go below the breaker on the 15 and we spike back up, it could wick lower, right? All the way up to here, and then if it has a fast wick to the upside, the body still stay inside. So that's always a little bit treacherous on the higher time frame, because you mark the full area, but it could still wick because that's, you know, the saying, bodies tell the story, wicks do the damage. That's the only way wicks do the damage. I love my wicks. Do not be nasty about my wicks. But in this scenario, for example, that's where the story, where the logic comes from. Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. It can damage you by taking you out, by wicking outside this area and then wicks back up, but the body stay inside. So technically it could take me out here, but still it could still be a valid breaker retest trade, if that makes sense, because it's just retesting this area, but it's digging a little bit deeper because there's a wick here as well. And again, wicks are just imbalances which needs to be balanced out. And we only have buy side here. So, but let's see. So on the higher the time frame your breaker comes, the more I'll say the danger of being stopped out if you put your stop really low here, because it might wick and then boom. Because we have got previous day EQ here, which means it's also sort of a point of very important liquidity. So I'm sort of expecting to be stopped out maybe, and then it could still be a valid body. The body could still stay inside, even though it might go outside a little bit at some point. If that makes sense. And the best retest trades are like boom, tap in, go. But because midnight is here, obviously it wants to create a low before it goes back up again, right? Because the best entries are, we want to go long below midnight and short above midnight. Also, lately, what I noticed with all those breakers nowadays is that, you know, it doesn't really respect midpoint. It really digs very, very deep nowadays in all those retests. Everything, it just goes all the way, even colors outside the lines a lot. So You see what they left behind, all this spottiness. I like it. Oh, wait a minute, my coffee. I need my coffee. $216. 216, 217. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Hey, Star Trader, how are you? Did you survive yesterday's price action? New York price action? A horrible, horrible, horrible price action. See, it's almost a coin toss. If you look at the structure of the 4 hour, it's like, okay, we're in this wick and we have a big wick here. It's either or. So that's why I'm looking at the 15-minute breaker, because if I look at the 4 hour, there's not much really I can make of it because I've got similar price action on both sides. It's almost the same. The only thing that I can now say, we're above the event horizon. And because of the breaker, I think this will be a bit of a barrier. But like I said, it could just disrespect it anyway. But it could also go back up, take out this liquidity. Look what it left behind. All these little gaps here. So yeah. I think it's going to go back and forth a little bit. Or maybe go to 0.5 here. Let's go look at the daily quickly. And in the daily, are you changed a little bit? Okay, I'm still using this wick here. That's this wick. I don't want to use you anymore. I don't want to use you anymore. I don't need you anymore. How are we doing on the weekly? What day is it today? Wednesday, right? Okay. Yeah, for some reason, I just can't let go that we just need to do a little bit more here than downstairs, because it's sort of like we hit a PDOA here already. How far did we go in the weekly? 8, 8. We didn't even hit a one third level here. So yeah, I still like it to see go a little bit higher in this weekly wick. So yeah, let's go. Come on, go up. I just in my trading style only trade the news breaks every time something spikes the market. 1 or 2 trades a day on NQ. Rest of market is breaking account. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's. I also noticed there's only a few. I mean, there's only a few moments that you can have like an edge, and after that it's just so it's just out there to destroy us. I mean, literally, it's literally like it feels like it's so hostile and so yeah, it's not nice. But like Trader X6 is doing, you adjust, you find a new way, and trade. It all comes down to really trading less. If the longer you stay in the market, it will get you. Simple like that. I wish after 2 hours of that I had a fit and walked away. Best decision I made this week. Yeah, the power is in walking away and closing the charts. But sometimes it's hard. I struggle with it sometimes, especially when I'm by myself. And then you get into that loop, right? And the moment you get into that loop, it's not about your discipline. It's just like your brain goes on holiday, and you're stuck with um, well, I guess how can I put it nicely? Yeah, it's hard to not blow an account then. If you let it's very. I think it's the trick is not to get to a certain point. I think if you let it get to a certain point, we all fall for that trap, right? Over trading, revenge trading. So the trick is to get better at not getting at that point, and that's where you improve. But sometimes you still get it. So you just need to trick your brain. Um, hey, Mether, how are you doing? Hello, Dave. So it's just a demo. So guys, for those who just joined, um, I just put a trade on, a demo trade, just to look how deep we're going to dig into this 15-minute breaker. Now I am aware, and I said I'm aware that on the higher time frame you go, that's where it comes from when people say wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. It doesn't mean that wicks are bad. Most people just interpret it so wrongly that it can go outside of this breaker and then wick back up so the body stays inside. So because we got previous day EQ here, which is the midpoint between midnight and midnight. So it's a very important draw on liquidity. So I can see this price action going lower. And then I'm going to be stopped out, but that's okay. So obviously we have this fair value gap as well. And then it could still be valid if it spikes, but if it's going to break, if it's just going to blast through here, then this will not hold it. Then this is not a valid area of a break. Okay, here I am. I'm stopped out here. What time is it? 2:24. Okay. So 2:24, we left the breaker. We went below the macro as well. See, this is a scenario that I said it's going to wick out of it and then go back up. And maybe it dug a little bit into this one here. So my stop was too low. It was already you saw how large the range was, right? So but the better if you use a thing like that, it's better to use either the midpoint or the midpoint of the wick here. But it was over 1,000 ticks already, so I would never do that on my account. 250 points too much. But I was just sort of like looking like what the levels are, what it's doing. But the ranges are just massive nowadays. I mean, it's just crazy. That also makes it much harder to have a good risk. You have to really also your trades. You have to put a little bit more risk on than you normally do. So you see, it is. I put it above, but if it goes below the midpoint of this wick, and then it's just it's just not. It fills. But I wouldn't be surprised if it just wicks into this, maybe all the way here, and then spikes back up, and then we still have a body inside, and then we have a beautiful wick we can work with. That's another eval. So I went 2 for 2 with them. Green in funded and personal also was a good day. Yesterday, did you do well on yesterday? Um, oh, there were good trades in the beginning. Well, congrats, Dave. You've been passing a lot of evals lately. Why do I have a tick size issue? What's that? Oh, tick size issue. Tick size issue on continuous futures. Our engineers are already investigating the problem. Oh, I was wondering if those ticks were correct. I think that was a mistake then, because I was like, oh my god, are those so many ticks? But now I'm like, okay, that wasn't okay. That I was wondering, guys. Even though we have larger sizes, it didn't make sense to me because I had like a 250 points. See, I got you. I was like, oh my god, I got 250 points. I didn't even realize it. It was just 23 points. So it was still, this was still, I mean, I could still make that trade. But I was like, oh, 250, it was 1,000 ticks. You didn't remember seeing that? But this is just 24. I mean, that's still within my range. My max is 40 points. It doesn't matter what strategy I'm using. I came to the conclusion that every time if I go over, okay, we hit previous day EQ, which, like I said, is a draw on liquidity. And we're out. But I just want to see if it spikes back up or not, because if this is going to be a rejection block or not, because otherwise we are just going to go. I mean, then it's just bullish for the rest of the London session. Bearish, sorry, my apologies. Okay, we hit important level here. Now I want to see what you're going to do. Look, in all honesty, if I look at this price action, this is all engineer. For me, this is still long. How the way it's engineering. I really want to see if we can get a wick and then a body within the 15 minutes. That's what I want to see. I actually should. I'm gonna put just another paper trade attempt, guys. I'm just testing in this market. I like to do that. I really enjoy doing that, especially testing turtle soups. Oh, it's already going lower. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Let me see. The ticks are incorrect. You see, it's not that much. It's just 10 points. So I got okay. Well, again, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. God, this is not 10,000 ticks. That is so funny. I was actually wondering, like, oh my god, is it so wide? And I didn't even realize to really look at the points. I was, oh yeah, it's, our ranges are so big nowadays. It could be. Um, okay, it's just blasting through EQ. Okay, you want to go lower into this wick here. Let me just put my stop a little bit lower. I just want to see if this is going to hold. Okay, it does not. Okay. 230. Okay, we're not going to get a wick up. No. We even have a gap here. You see that? Ooh, that's very bearish. Okay. You did not hold. This is my last line in the sand here. Let's see if finally wants to go into that in that wick and go a little bit deeper. Got a nice area here. I mean, yesterday it was sort of like I'm just wondering if it's going to take Asia low. It's going to create another just an equal low. Those bastards. So like reject here. Yeah. Or finally go lower. Mm-hmm. Moving down. High type material. It's a very bearish breaker. Okay. Pom 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 pom. Is this my long? I don't trust. I'm just wondering if it's going to take Asia low or not. If it's going to do another. If it's going to hold that for later on, or is it going to do that in the next macro, 215 macro? It's long overdue to go into this range. Come on, do it. Get it over with. Maybe just use the bodies. Sometimes I just use the bodies. I'm just been experimenting with that. It works quite well sometimes, especially. I'm just gonna see if that is the case here as well, because this was 0. Let's see, 0.35 matches with 0. So that's about 310-ish. I'm interested in a long, but I just cannot take it when with Asia low so close. But then again, it just might leave it for later. You know, the way it's been printing, it's not ready. It's not going to leave this like this. But the question is, will the long be before it takes Asia or not? It's not really. I'm still bearish, but it's just a trade to the upside before it. Got Asia high here. It's a tricky one, guys. Um, well, they don't have to skip it. They could just go back up and then go back down, right? I mean, it's just we have a lot of detours nowadays. But we are below event horizon, so I think they will take it, right? What do you think, Mether? I think it's going to take it. And then provide a better long. But we rejected here. Rejection block. Implied fair. This is an implied fair value gap. So technically we ran into a PD array. Rejection block here. PD array. So technically we could be done for the time being. And then have a move up. Oh, let me close the door. Yeah, exactly. You know, you just don't know. We technically, this is the blue area is a PD array. It's a higher time frame PD array, so it could be done. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a long. What time is it? 2:40. I'm too afraid. Even a paper trade, I feel the same. I think this is a long, but I'm just afraid to take it because of the Asia low. But I think it's the long. But and then at some point we go down again. But I think we're gonna get a long from here. See, I have to trust my analysis, but I'm not. This is a PD array. We stopped here 225, 232, 230. Perfect time. Can I trust it? I can't. We are below midnight. We are below daily open. Oh, I want to take it so bad. I'm just not sure because of the market of the. But I'm so long biased. I just want to take this. Okay, I'm gonna paper trade this. Okay, guys, there's an issue with the ticks. So they're giving a lot of ticks, even though it's a very small amount. So don't pay attention. I'm just testing. This is a new PD array that I'm just testing for myself. My stop loss goes below here. And my TP, yeah, I have to trust my, I think it's gonna we're going to get this spottiness out of the way. So I'm gonna see if this one works. Let's see. If not, then I know that this PD array, if it's above, so close near Asia, then I just cannot use it, even though this is so spotty. And then we might go one leg down and then take this, maybe the 350 macro. Let's see if it's going to go now, or I do like it. I'm just sort of like, this is a new PD array I'm working on at the moment for myself. I haven't used this one a lot. Let's see if we can go over here, or it's just going to go back down. Just a demo trade, guys. $243. So either it's going to take out this Asia low in the next macro, or we're going to go up here. We took previous day EQ, so why I'm also like, previous day EQ is also quite a big, it's a pool of liquidity as well. So is it going to leave Asia low? I know we don't leave Asia low this like that a lot, but we did see it a few times, Meta, didn't we? That it just left when really close to. It wasn't only even Asia low, but it was anything midnight, whatever it was. It just can really close, and then it just leaves it for another time. And the reason I'm saying it, if I look at the 15. We have a rejection block here, so I'm thinking we might get a little bit of a, but the question, it could only just be a small retracement and then it goes back down again. So then my TP might be too high again. So that's the only thing. If I'm played safe, I should just play it until maybe whatever, let's say 50% of the range, right? Something like that. Let's see what that is. I always want it all. I want the whole distribution, so I'm greedy again, but let's see if so it's either just up to here or here, and then it goes back and takes Asia in the next macro, or we're going to go back in, because remember, Asia high is all the way up here, so even though we take out this liquidity, it could still go back down again, right? Okay, we still have a bearish breaker that's active here or here. How much is the bearish breaker? How's ES doing? I think it's going to take out Asia low, to be honest. I don't think it's going to leave it. But hey, I mean, okay, ES tab is, okay, also rejection block. ES is most likely going to fill in this fair value gap and get a silver bullet, and then we go back down. Yeah, I would, ES is probably going to go back to midnight area and then go back. So I don't think it's, I think it's a little bit too high, my TP. Rejection, same thing, so a little bit higher again, 380ish, and then Asian, and we take it. Okay, let's see. 380. Okay, I'm just gonna see. The structure is a little bit bullish to me now. I'm gonna hold it. You know, it just, if I think about it, it's just like previous DEQ is a very big pool of liquidity. Then we have this PD array that it's working at the moment, combining with how it printed this price action. I'm like, okay, so that gives me the confluences, but am I 100% sure because of this? No, not at all. But I am sure of a long anytime at some point, especially below midnight, with this spottiness. Let's see. I mean, we're in bearish PD array. So let's say this is a retracement up. Okay, let's see. How high? What do you want to do? Are you going to go? Okay, the moment it goes into my 150 to 210 macro, that's also very, if it stays below it, I know I have to get out of it because then it won't go. But if it starts going into this area, into the area of the print here, it will turn bear. If it's halfway of the print here, that is around midnight, it is bullish for me. Then I have my confidence. I get my confirmation that it might even go here. But let's see. Yeah, the ticks are wrong, guys. For some reason, I was also like, oh my god, the ranges are so big, but it tick size issue on continuous, so they just print more ticks than they are. I think it's a 10 times. They tenfold it or something. So this is not a 8,000 tick win or something. It's not that big. I was like, when I put it on the 15, I was like, oh, let me quickly mark the 15-minute breaker. And I was like, oh my god, 1,000 ticks? I would never do that on my live account, but I didn't have enough coffee to realize that it was wrong. And then I saw this little exclamation mark, like, what's going on here? And then, okay, got you. Now, the long analysis is correct, but the question is, how will it go for my TP and take out the highs that are created, or is it just a very small retracement to go back down and take Asia low? So that's my question. So either if I'm gonna, so I'm testing this new PD array that I'm using because I never used it before in this way. So for me, it's really just testing like how much can I trust it in a situation like this, and yeah, just to be more confident in my trades, how far I can take it, because obviously I always want the expansion, but I've really had to come to terms with not having so much expansion candles and distribution trades lately. I also have to adjust. It's just I finally got used to my demo, my expansion, 4-hour, 1-hour candles, and it's so difficult to read sometimes with the AMD. There's so much manipulation that it's just hard to identify what is the real manipulation before the distribution, if that makes sense. And I had data that I was like, oh my god, what's the real manipulation? Show yourself. Okay, let's see if it goes over midnight again, then I'm staying in my trade. If it just taps midnight, so retests, that's a different thing. There's two things. It can retest midnight or it can go through midnight. If it retests midnight, that's my cute to take my profit there. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm not taking it all. Mm-hmm. 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 Suspension block here on the 1 minute. I'm staying in. I'm just giving it a few more minutes. I think I might just bring it to break even. If it stops me out, it's not. It's just a demo trade, but I'm just testing this PDRA. It doesn't. It's not confirmation for me that to get out because it blasted through it and not. It didn't retest it like I think it's still gonna go. It looks like it's still bullish to me, and we still have a lot. I think it's gonna go for this area here. But then again, it might make another detour. Let's see what ES is doing. Where are you, ES? Oh, ES went into this fair value gap. Yeah, bearish fair value gap. It's tricky, guys. We got liquidity here and also liquidity here. But these are equal, and this is just Asia low. Now, what does it want to do first? Um, Well, price is telling me it's still bullish, so I'm staying in my trade. 257. We're above the event horizon, by the way, again. Very tricky area. Bearish, bullish, Asia low, spotty, engineered liquidity. It's just a question what time will it take either or. It's almost you don't have an edge because it's sort of like it can go either first here or first here. Two suspension blocks. Let me see in the 3 minutes. It's one here. Yeah, on the 3 it looks bearish, right, with the wick here. But I don't trust. Look at this structure, this inversion. This inversion is too bullish for me to trust. I cannot. Yeah, I'm staying in my trade. In the long. But here we have a retest of the midnight on the 3 minute. On the 1 minute, it's telling me it wants to pass through again. It's very conflicting, but I'm staying in. I've got more pluses to the upside than to the downside, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So it's almost 3 o'clock. Let's see. What's the 5 minute telling me? On the 5 minute, we have a breaker retest already. Yeah, this is bullish as hell, guys. Okay, a breaker retest. Let's see. Well, we filled the 15-minute breaker, so maybe we're going to fill this one too. Could all be possible. Let's see if you're going to hold. Technically, I can move my stop below the breaker here, because if it goes below this, it validates the long, right? But then again, with the wicking here, it could wick below it and then still go back up. So I'm leaving my stop at break even. It's a demo trade. It's just for me to test this new PD array that I'm working on, or I'm testing. Yeah, 5 minutes bullish, 3 minute bearish, 1 minute bullish. 2 to 1. So I'm sticking to my trade. I like the 5-minute the breaker. Oh, Juan Lagos. As I mentioned, Claudia, about your shout out, she said thank you and greatly. I love Claudia. Yeah. I think she's awesome. I'm highly impressed with her, Juan Lagos. Really, I'm very impressed with her. So she's so young. She's only 21, I believe, and the way she speaks and how she um, looks at the market is highly impressive. Yes. And I honestly think, I think the last time I watched her stream, she said she wasn't profitable. But the first thing I thought, oh, we don't have to worry about that one. She'll be profitable anytime soon. Right, Juan Lagos? You know her? Or do you know her personally? Or are you, but yeah, I think she'll do really well. Oh, we are again in tricky waters, guys. Anyone short or long? Share your trades. I'm going to do a poll with you guys. Oh, does she know me? I didn't even know that she knows me. She did. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I would love to have a chat with her. She's so open, and I just love her energy. Oh, thank you for that comp. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Uh, I would love to have a chat with her because I'm just I love the way we have similar. I think we really trade in a similar way. Hey, Meredith, how are you doing? Um, Short or long? Let's see the 350 this macro, short or long this macro. Which one will it deliver? Okay, guys, I'm just curious. I'm not, I'm okay to be wrong. I'm just testing this PD array for myself and just sort of like looking because it's a treacherous area, right? We've got a bullish PD array here, which we formed. We have a bearish one here. We've got equal highs, daily open. We took previous day EQ. We have, so I just want to know, how about you guys? Where are you at? Long. We are below 3 o'clock though, and we are below midnight. So the question that I'm always asking, like, what weighs more, right? Is it Asia low weighs more than like for example, we leave Asia low here, and we have this implied fair value gap that I'm using that formed. Oh, that it didn't form, but it used it at 233. Remember, 233 till 3 o'clock is a macro. 3 past 4 till 4:33 is also a macro. So this is an important time. So the question that I'm always asking myself, what weighs heavier? Is it this Asia low, or what is forming just below it, and it just like the because I'm almost traumatized by the continuous manipulation as an AMD trader. I'm like, okay, what the hell is the manipulation? I'm like so paranoid now that I think everything is a manipulation. So I'm like, okay, you're not gonna do it now. So what are you doing? So is the Asia low now more important, or the Asia low less important than, for example, what did I mark here? Oh, there was a 5-minute breaker here. Let's have a look. So now we're retesting this 5-minute breaker. which formed literally in that 150 to 210 macro, right? Or just at the end. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm using this macro as well. What did this macro do? It looks like it wants to fill again, right? Like the 15-minute. Like this one might be more valuable, the bigger one. We tapped into it. Also in a macro, in the higher one. So I'm almost inclined to think, okay, this will be a losing trade because this bigger, larger SIBI might be the leading one, but I still don't trust it because it's 5 minute, 5 minute. So it's conflicting, right? We can all have, I think we can all see it a different way. I think there's even more ways to see it. I want to see the poll. 83 long, okay, interesting, interesting. Also remember what ICT has taught us, and it doesn't always work that way, but when you see a low that is lower than this low, and here is the opposite, if it's like almost similar, this also might be a lower probability maybe than here, right? But it doesn't always. I mean, in all honesty, sometimes it's just liquidity and then it just grabs it. But with so much conflicting, I'm just looking for everything. I'm just looking for all little things that I can use. I don't know, but I'm waiting for a long. Um, so Meredith, are you waiting to go below Asia low and then for the long, or is that what you're waiting for? Is it for you the confirmation of when Asia low has been taken, or would that be the long for you? Because that was actually my initial plan as well. But let me have a look at the 15-minute breaker, how that looks now. Yeah, okay, this is exactly what I meant. You see that the 5-minute breaker formed within the 15-minute breaker, guys? Do you see that? Um, and this is the point that I want to make. What's up? Yeah, there was my 15-minute breaker here. I marked this 15-minute breaker and I said, oh, we might, he still went below it here though. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. But the 5-minute breaker formed within this one here. So I'm just wondering if it's going to break also. Inversion. We go down into the inversion, but this one is respecting this. So technically, below. Now that level is just there to waiting to be taken. Okay, let's see if my trade is gonna work. Okay, so this is an implied fair value gap, guys, that I used. Oh shit, sorry about that. And this is a 5-minute breaker that I'm using. Let me give this another color. Ending name, yes, but most people don't really do that, right? I'm actually just starting to, I'm just testing this. I never really used it that much, so I'm started testing more reclaims and implied fair value gaps currently. Just making some data on it as well. And okay, we're above midnight again, so that is positive for my trade and above 3 o'clock. I like it. I like it. Now the question still is my TP? Because this is my problem, guys. I'm just too. My TPs have been. I think I've been conditioned a little bit too much um, with my larger trades. Like I've just been working all year until the last few months. So my TPs might be a little bit too high sometimes. So I really have to adjust. So then sometimes I have my TP and then I'm like, oh no, you know what? I just realize, okay, it's not a full expansion move. It's just so let's see. Oh, it's still working because why? Because I'm just looking at how it printed here and how the way it and I see a devil's mark here, so that's why I have my TP here. But maybe it might have maybe better to put it a daily open. Um, uh, Endinim. Well, I'll be honest, Endinim. I saw that there was a lot of activity always at that specific area. So I was looking at it and like, hey, what am I missing here? Is a lot of the area where price is going to, and a lot of the times where we. So that's why I'm like looking. I was reverse engineering when I journal. I'm like, what is this area? And then I was looking at it. What is it? And then I realized it wasn't implied. So then I was like, oh, maybe I should look into it because I mean, I always want to perfection my exit and my entry points. And so that's why I'm using them. So for me, yeah, but my favorites are still the rejection and the breaker. But hey, there is no point to add a few when you bar preed. What is implied fair value gap? It's a hidden fair value gap. So normally we know the fair value gap with you have a three candle structure, and you always have a gap in between. Now with the implied fair value gap, the gap is not visible because there are two wicks on both sides. So what you need to do is, it's not every candle. You need to find the ones that are actually valid. So that's where you need to start your back testing. Which are the ones that have value? So that's what now I'm doing. And this one works pretty well now. But then again, I still have to figure out if my TP is not too high. So and then what you do from each wick, again, it's always the same, guys. The logic with ICT, you use the CE of both wicks, and then you just mark that area, and then in between that's your fair value gap. So from each wick, 50%, 50%, and that's your the fair value gap that you use then. So it's a hidden fair value gap. So people that trade, for example, silver bullet and stuff like that, they only look at the normal fair value gaps, but you can, a lot of the times it hits a implied fair value gap, and that's actually your silver bullet as well. So, but then again, I'm still testing it, guys, so I can't really say, oh my god, this is it. So that's why so remember that how many times I got also very frustrated, and that's how I'm a real alcoholic. I cannot stand it when I see things like this happen, like, oh my god, it doesn't take out Asia low. But it happened a lot, right? With any low, like midnight or previous day high low. And a lot of the times, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we stop. And sometimes it's just 5 or 10 points and we move away from it, and then we take it, not in London, but in New York. And I'm like, okay, there is an algorithmic structure here, and I think it has to do with the implied, but I'm not sure, because I cannot stand it that it doesn't, that every time I can't figure it out, and I'm like, I want to know where you're going to stop. So it's I think there's a lot of value in those. Let's say, again, I'm coming back to the wicks. Everybody who says, oh, wicks didn't damage, bodies tell the story. There is so much information in the wicks. It is the wicks that actually give, I think the implied fair value gaps are maybe even more valuable, so the ones that have the wicks covering them, than actually normal ones. So I don't know, Barpreet, because it might, as it leaves this, it might also leave this for later. You know, and that's how I'm starting to think right now, because it's just everything is so. But we have disrespected this one. We are above midnight. Like I said, if we go above this area which formed within that macro, that means we might have a turn here, and then we might. But I'm still. You see, it's just we don't have the times that we have our trade and we can sit back and enjoy the macro, and then we're done, right? Now it's like, what time did we form? 2:33. It's already 3 o'clock and we're not even here yet. So the 2:33 to 3 macro. So we need another macro. It's just like, I don't know. It's just frustrating, I guess. Not frustrating, but it just takes time, and this is just a demo trade, but I just wish that, you know, that you get in, and then you know when you're wrong as well. And I also find it difficult. What I find difficult also, if I'm halfway, for example, here, let me tell you what I find difficult. So if I have a trade like this, and I'm sort of like trying to figure out if my TP, you know, looking at the distribution, okay, I'm looking at the 1 hour candle, but I see a lot of, I think, okay, we could stalk here because these are the midpoints of those two bodies, right? So it is valid to think it cannot go higher. We can maybe see this on the higher time frame as a balanced price range, maybe. But for me, it's sort of like, okay, when is the moment that I either am going to take out? Yeah, but Avneet, it could also be we could tap into original consolidation, which could be below. So if you look at this wick, it tapped into this area, so technically it can be done, right? And then it leaves this for another macro. So looking here, you see a market maker model is you have original consolidation, you have the sell side, buy side, back to original consolidation. But a tap into the consolidation could be enough already, right? It doesn't have to take out the liquidity yet. A tap into it could be enough. Go back into the range, and then, so you know, this is always a struggle. Even though you know what are the rules, it tapped into it, so it could be done now. But it could also take the liquidity. So yeah, thank you, Endonym. He wrote it down for you guys. So you just use the midpoint of both wicks, and that will be your hidden fair value gap. And I think it makes most sense if I use my logic is to find them if you have like around previous day, for example here, where can you find them? Are they maybe above or a little bit above a Asia low in this case? Or if we're looking for a low to be taken, are there any implied fair value gaps maybe a little bit before that, right, on the higher time frame for something like that? I think that's the best way to look at them. So then you know, like, okay, this is not yet liquidity. We're gonna get another leg up before we go down. You see now we hit the original consolidation, but we didn't take out the highs yet. Now the question is, are you going to take me out, or are you going to take out these highs and then go back? But let's see. We're still in the 5-minute breaker. Let's see if the more it taps into it, the weaker it gets. You cannot trust it all the time. Unless it's a reclaim fair value gap. But this I don't see a reclaimed here. Because a reclaim fair value gap, they keep tapping into it. It's just really where it's accumulating orders. And then you have a blast off to the upside in this case. But I don't think we have a reclaimed here. This doesn't look like it. No. Is this a reclaim maybe here? Let's see how far we are in between the two Asia high and low. I'm so curious where we're at. Oh, I like that. We haven't even reached 0.5. 0.62 is here. Okay, I like it. I'm just marking the range between Asia low and high. But then again, it could still take out Asia low before good taking. It's just nasty. So how many points was it up to here? Let me just see. From here to just the tap on the original consolidation, here was 50. Let's say 50 points, 54 points. So if you get out, the safe trade would have been just take it to the low of the consolidation area. See here the wick just taps into it and it goes back down, right? And it's above the fair value gap. So it's just tap into original consolidation. So it could be done. And leave these again for after it takes out the low maybe. Oh, we'll see. Let's see. We're still above the event horizon. What time? 3 o'clock, 3:14. Looks a little bit bearish now, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I guess this was enough for maybe the get back into original consolidation boom. And this looks a little bit too bearish for me. I mean, look at it, formed a BPR here on the 5 minute. I don't think it wants to go straight through it now again. I think it wants to go lower, maybe into here. Let's see. I mean, oh, guys, I'm so happy that I don't have my any money on the line, or just I'm not in a trade with this price action. I'm just happy to really tape read and just watching it, like how it's forming, and just trying new stuff and things like that. But I think London is still, this weekend will be the change in London. So then everything, London will open again up at 3 a.m. and not at 4 a.m. So today, again, it's still 4 a.m. that London opens, but next week, when they also have changed the time in Europe, then everything will be back to normal. Let me just double check again, London time. Yeah, it's 7:29 a.m. now, so it's 7:30. So London will open up in half an hour. But after this weekend, it will be the same with daylight savings again, as USA. Still respecting the it doesn't, we're still above the the event horizon. We are below 3 and midnight again, but that doesn't mean anything because we could spike up any time again. Let's see what it wants to do. I'm wondering if it's going to reject here in this little gap here. It's also a beautiful gap, just exactly around 3 o'clock. And look how close they are these times. It's always a little bit nasty when those times print very closely. And even though now 4 o'clock also prints very closely, it's always a little bit, like say it could mean that it could be choppy. See, it's just really just taps into it and boom. It could signify a little bit, rangy. If all those times are overlapping or very close to each other, it just means you can expect a little bit choppy. So we're hanging around exactly around the same. I'm just looking at this price action here that formed between my yellow lines. These are very important to me because it always helps me to. Oh, hold on, I forgot something very important, by the way. 130. Okay, I like this one. Well, let's see. Well, so far it's 333, and we have not taken out Asia low. We're literally, we haven't even gone to the midpoint of the Asia range yet. How did we form the Asia? Let me see. What have we been doing from Asia? Okay, we went here, we went lower, and then, okay, this was 50%, so we did go lower. Okay, I got you. Let me just see. Let's see if we can see some. I would say this is a bearish breaker here. We go bearish, we mitigate it. Okay, let me look at it this way then. Let me look at it this way, and Q, you're making it hard now. Okay, if this is a bearish breaker, we break structure, we go to the downside, we mitigate, we go into the bearish breaker here on the 15. So that's why this breaker failed. It makes sense, right? Because this breaker failed, so we're still in a bearish structure. We mitigate this. We go back into this breaker. Let me show you. This is a bearish breaker. Okay, bearish. We retest the bearish breaker here. And we go back down, but then we are held up by this little one, and it's just a retracement into this bearish fair value gap because we're still bearish. So I guess that will make me now, and the trade that I'm looking at is over here, so that means are we going to go here before we go down? Still stay bearish, because that we are bearish. We are on the bearish side of the. We hit 0.62, went down, but we could hit 0.702 before going down again. Okay. Okay, that makes all sense now why that 15-minute breaker failed, because we're still on the sell side of the curve. Bearish breaker activated. This was a mitigation retest of the breaker. At 1 o'clock we went down into implied fair value gap, and it's not ready to take this out yet, and maybe go up to it. That's the only scenario. It only will go up to go here and then go back down again. if it wants to, because it doesn't have to get over here. The thing that why is it so slow? I'm thinking maybe if it hit this already, why didn't it go down already? So I'm thinking it might wants to go up here, or it's just going to go the next macro. We'll see. But yeah, that's the logic, I guess. If this is a bearish breaker, and if you would consider this a bullish breaker here, you got a low, high, low, low. I always, oh no, this is a mitigation block. It's a failure swing. I'm sorry. This is a mitigation. I'm gonna mark it anyway. I like it because we haven't tapped into it, by the way. Mitigation block. Did we tap into it? No, we did not. It's exactly when the Asia low breaks. This is the mitigation. I think we're going to go up again then. But that could be then maybe this 702. Okay. I'll keep you in mind. This is also a scenario. So we take out Asia low, tap into this one, and then slam back up into this level, and then go back down again. Because we're still bearish here. We're still bearish. Yeah. I can see that happening, actually. That would be actually a better scenario. Did you trade? I looked. Yes, I did, Mr. Chaos Factor. I tried. I took a few attempts, but oh no, I can't do this anymore. I mean, that was one of the ugliest days ever, I think. Isn't there some NFP thing today? I think also the news is a little bit different. There was some NFP thing, so maybe that's why it was also so weird. Today, oh, there's no news today. I thought there wasn't something today. Am I confused? Only FOMC numbers. Oh, look at that go! Oh, look at that! Oh, look at this chicken! Oh, I love those candles. Oh, oh, oh! Haven't seen those for a long time. Well, yeah, we saw the large one, obviously, but I mean, just on a regular basis during. Well, it's not even macro, but this makes me happy to see those candles. You can see that. It makes me very excited. Okay, let's see if the trade works. I mean, it's a long trade, but it's a demo trade, but I get impatient. It's too long. It's not that big of a move. It's just taking too long for a move like that. But it's okay. As long as you go there, it's fine. But still curious if it really wants to take out the liquidity. But then again, look, it's very spotty. Like I said, I don't think it wants to go down before it solves all these imbalances here. What am I doing here? Okay, so no news today. But yeah, yesterday was pretty ugly. I mean, today also it doesn't look too good. How's it going so far? Yeah. I wonder if there are people that really have needed to look original OC of MMBN. Yeah, TP. Yeah, oh, I already answered that. I was just wondering if there was a new message from you, Avneet. But what did I want to say? I wonder if there's people that really enjoyed yesterday's price action. I mean, if you have maybe a different strategy, or you are, I don't know, if you are. I mean, there must be people that trade like scalp in ranges. They just love identifying ranges and go high frequency scalping. I mean, then it was, it's paradise, I guess, but not for people like myself. It was hell. It was hell, literally. Yeah. It was even worse than my NFP Thursday. Okay, now let's see. Okay, this is still bullish, but then again, come on, NQ, just go. Let's do it in the next macro then. So, I guess London is going to open at 4. Um, we might get some. Yeah, I also like it because on the 5 minute we have a little gap here. Mm, and this could hold us down. This inversion can hold us down here. So yeah, I am really aiming. I hope it will reach this level here during the next macro, and then my TP is hit. Before taking Asia low. But this is pretty. I mean, I haven't seen it a lot of the times that it goes so close to Asia lows and doesn't take it. I mean, 3, 2, 4. It's just 4 points. Oh, you're in Jai Kumar. I'm holding long SMT with the S5 minute in IO went FVG. IO went. I don't know what that word means, but I like what you're having because we're in a similar trade. Let me have a look at the poll, by the way. Short or long? Well, this macro extends to this one as well, guys. So keep on voting. I'm curious. Well, okay, I guess now everybody's gonna go more for longs than shorts. But hey, listen, we're not there yet. We're not out of the woods. But it still looks bullish, right? But hey, listen, it could tap into 0.5 and go back down again. Let's go. Okay, let's go. This looks bullish. How many points? Those ticks are incorrect, by the way, guys. There's a trading view issue with continuous contract. I just want to see how many points. 70. Okay, yeah, that's yeah. I tend not to go lower than 60. I'm not interested in 60 or lower. But then again, a lot of the times they don't work at the moment. I get punished. Hamoudi, this is a trading view, the best there is. I think it's one of the best. I mean, I haven't used anything. Well, I trade our Tradeovate for my prop fund, but I like trading view because I can draw a lot of them, which I do, obviously, which you can see. My charts get a little bit messy. You guys have to call me out for it once in a while. I really have to think about it. But hey, those lines make me money, right? Or they prevent me from mistakes. You see this here? Devil's mark with a gap. Let's see what ES is doing, by the way. Okay, ES is also ES already disregarded this fair value gap, so that looks very bullish. That looks very bullish. Nice. Okay, ES is giving us already the confirmation that we're good to go. Okay. In all honesty, guys, you know, when you see price action like this, when you have like a time like midnight and price blasts through it like this, that's actually that's an indication that it's not done yet. Like if it taps into it like little wicks. Now the confusing part was the 3 minute. I was like, oh my god, that's confusing. But this was very bullish already because it creates a, well, yeah, it did create a very small fair value gap there. Okay, daily open. Now let's see if it wants to go a little bit higher or not. Or was I too greedy with 419 with 10 extra points? So I want the top. I want this all. Now this is very spotty. Now this is now mitigated. I'm looking at this devil's mark here and equal highs. But then again, the start of the macro, let's see. Oh, Hamoudi, if you're looking for a broker, where are you? Oh, Giacomo, thank you for posting. I'll look at them after this. If you're looking for a broker, I used my personal account is with Edge Clear. If that is what you're asking, I can highly recommend them if you're not a U.S. citizen. It's a U.S. broker, but they have a program for non-U.S. citizens, so we can use a U.S. based brokerage. So if that's what you're asking, then it's Edge Clear. So my prop firms, I use Tradeovate, but I chart everything on TradingView. But I use my personal account on Edge Clear. So my Edge Clear, I just changed my account to the one that I can connect it to TradingView. But I haven't, to be honest, these few weeks, I haven't traded my live account. I've only traded prop firms. So I haven't really done anything with my live account currently. But my live account, so Edge Clear has all kinds of, you can have your connected to Rhythmic, Tradeovate, but also to just for connected to TradingView. So if you're interested in that, that is something. Do you have Trade Locker on there? I have no idea. Yeah, no, Australia is perfect, and I've only said, like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to. I don't actively. They might make issues with me because I should actually. We have a agreement, and I'm supposed to mention them three times per stream. But I never. I mean, I don't sell things. I don't like to do that. I just want to, and if somebody asks, I talk about it. but I'm very bad at selling things. Just like really like, I don't, also even for likes and things like that, I never ask for it because I just feel stupid. But I have an agreement with them, so it's an official contract. But also, we agreed to different a percentage of discount on the commissions if you use the link that I provide. I'm actually supposed to mention them more often, but I don't. If there's no need to talk about it, I just don't feel like bringing it up. It's like, I don't want to be a car salesman or something. But yeah, so the link is in the description. If you're interested, just if you have any questions, you know where to find me in the Discord. But yeah, no, I can definitely. I use the only thing I don't use any. I don't want to promote any prop firms or stuff like that because I think it's sort of like I don't really. I use prop firms, yes, but I don't think it's very ethical how things are being pushed to people, and I see the lies that people are the illusion that they try to create. I don't like that. So, and I don't trust any prop firm in the long run. So I use Funded Next. I like them a lot, but I just don't trust any prop firm in the long run. Either they go broke at some point, or they change rules, and I just don't want anyone in my community being harmed. So I don't do prop firm codes. So that's the only reason why I decided to go with that broker, because I've used them for years and I'm very satisfied with the service that I got and stuff like that. Hey Bowser, how are you doing? But I've never heard of Trade Locker, by the way. Yeah, MT5, I don't use MT5 at all. But if you're looking for a good broker, then I would, and US based, then for non-US citizens, because I'm also a non-US citizen, that's why they wanted me to promote that program, because I'm also like a digital nomad, traveled around the world, based in all other countries besides US. Not being a US citizen, I'm allowed to use that program. So it's a little bit different than their US based for US citizens though. So could be wrong. Oh, Bowser, are you fading me? Are you fading me? Well, we hit daily open. Yeah, I know my TP is high, but that's my problem. It could reject here in this rejection, so that's exactly at the daily open. So I agree with you, sort of. This could be a rejection block on the 1 hour, so I should have put my stop here and get out of it. But then again, we still have the macro running, so I'm going to give it another go. It's a demo trade. I have to journal my TPs that are too high. It's something I really need to work on. But I still get out on time. I still have let's see, because macro is still running with 355. If it gets to 58ish and it's still stalling, I want to get out. But yeah, this could be a rejection block, right? Look at the 1 hour here. It's a higher high. And it took out the spottiness is gone. So we still have a little bit here, but it's all mitigated already. Yeah. The spottiness is not spotty anymore. So technically, you see here, we mitigated this. The only thing that left is that devil's mud. Well, let's see. If I'm too greedy, I should have just put it daily open. Then I already would have been. It's just 10 points, right? It makes life so much easier. Instead of waiting and like, oh my God, are you going to take it or not? Are you going to take it or not? And then losing out on money. Yeah, let me just. I'll put it there. I need to. I cannot just wait. Just wait until the macro is done. Look, we already mitigated this for a value gap. It's not spotty here, so we only have a gap here. Let's see if it wants to take it. But normally, I'm going to get more used to just go to daily opening scenario like this, because that's just above that those little gaps here, and then I don't have to wait for this one. Damn, this is a long trade, guys. So Method, I've been testing that implied fair value gap. I was looking already at it, and I was looking at first at the 15-minute break. I'll go over. Let me just wait for this trade, and then I'll go over the logic. Let's see if it wants to take that out. Well, while we're waiting, I can go over it. So lately, Method, you, as you also have noticed, that a lot of the times we don't take out highs, lows, we just stop and then we just reverse for a couple of hours before taking it. So I got really like, I need to figure out what that is. And I've come to the conclusion that a lot of times there is another that is like either wicks, I love my wicks. Either it has to do with wicks and I came to the conclusion it was the the hidden fair value gap. So I thought, okay, let me start testing that. So I've been testing that reclaimed fair value gap, as I showed you one example already, and the implied fair value gaps. So now, okay, let me see, what time is it? 3:58. I think I want to get out of this trade, guys, because at 4 o'clock, well, maybe at 4 o'clock we spike up, we form the high, and then hold on, let me just see what 4 o'clock does, because London opens, so we might have a little bit of a spike up. Hey, Michael. And then maybe down. Let's see, because I think we're still bearish. This is just a retracement into a bearish fair value in the bearish breaker, and then I guess we can go back to be bullish, or are we going to go to the daily 0.5 wick? Let's see. Does it want to go here, or does it want this? Let's see. Or does it want this little gap here? See, I mean, I should have been, you shouldn't even, just take your money and be happy with it. Don't take the risk, because this could be enough, right? It just could create another equal high for later on. And now go for the Asia lows. Simple as that. I'm getting out. Should get out. I just want to journal the trade. I'm just going to stay in for after 4 o'clock, and then I can journal my loss and how much money I lost by not getting out of daily open. Four o'clock. Okay, I like it that there's distance between the 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Okay, I like it. I like it. Come on. Am I being lucky, or is this now my... Come on, one more push. Okay, 401, 104. Remember, there's a macro as well at 4 until 4:33. That's also an official London macro, right? 2:33 till 3. 4 until 4:33. Okay. So why I'm looking at this little devil's market. That's a candle without the wick here. Here we go. That's the one I'm looking at. So that's why I put my TP right on top. I should put a little bit lower because it just could wick into it. Oh, I hear Evo falling. I'm always hoping that my cats are not below it because it can kill you, these Evos. They're so hard, they're really big. I'm always looking when I'm trying to, because the tree is really large, like it's 20 meters or something. The height of the tree. Oh, are you kidding me? I've got the trade almost. That will be awesome. That will make my day. It's a demo trade though, but I don't mind. Yes, we got it. What time? 4:02. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm gonna put my money. There we go. Doesn't matter if it's a demo trade or not. Where are you? Where's the money? Why is there no money falling? Oh, there you are. Yay! The trade worked. It was a long trade. It was a long trade, but yeah. Okay, now let's go over the logic. After really a lot of times being not getting to levels like lows and highs, I got really annoyed. And you know me, I'm an alcoholic. I start really reverse engineering and trying to find out what's going on. So I believe the answer is in most of the situations, just before a high or a low, it's in the implied fair value gaps. Now, initially, I was looking at this 15-minute breaker and that failed. So I was looking at this structure here. I thought, okay, well, we have an inversion here. We're going back into the breaker and then we maybe blast off. But a lot of the times when there's an inversion, it wants to dig deeper, and then it doesn't. For some reason it doesn't use the breaker, and then so I'm sort of like, especially with an inversion, I'm even more triggered to look for something in this area. And I noticed when I just use this fair value gap, it doesn't work. It goes much lower. So in this case, I use this 15-minute implied fair value gap below this breaker that failed. Because I thought, okay, even though it's not a breaker structure, it is another structure, because later on I figured out, we're actually bearish because this is a bearish breaker. We're actually now almost disrespecting the bearish breaker also. But technically we were still in a bearish move from here, right? So later on I was, okay, why did this 15-minute breaker fail? Because we had a 15-minute active bearish breaker. In Asia here, or just before Asia, we retested this breaker. We went lower into this implied fair value gap, and now we're going higher again. And now we're actually disrespecting this bearish breaker. So we were still bearish, and that's why this bullish breaker failed. So that's why I knew I could not look at this breaker, but I had to look at something else because I was still bullish because of how price was printing. So it was a lot of going back and forth, as you guys could hear me. But I was like, I told you, I said, it's not going to leave this price behind. It's not going to go lower. When, you know, I've been studying this 150 to 210 macro really a long time. And when I said it's not going to leave this price action behind, it's not going to leave this spottiness and go lower. So I was, but the thing was, when is it going to do it? But this implied fair value gap really worked now. So the breaker failed because we had a 15-minute bearish breaker that was still active. And I thought we could just be, this could only be a retracement maybe, but we've left Asia low now. So that's in play for New York, guys. I mean, we don't mind, right? I mean, we don't mind because we know now, okay, you know what? They're coming for Asia lows at some point. So, but yeah, for me now the 50% of the daily wick is in play. I'm out of the trade, unfortunately, but it was a long trade. But literally catch the bottom here, right? Now, it doesn't matter that we missed the trade. No, it's just the opening of London. We just wait for a pullback and you enter the trade. And then for later on, look at that going. Is someone in a long still? I just thought we might reverse here, to be honest. So, because of that bullish breaker. So I guess, well, I guess maybe the fair value gaps are in play. Actually, that doesn't make sense that I said that. Well, I could, but now it wants the PD arrays. Okay, so you see here, we are now going for the London all fair value gaps. Anyone in a long? Long. I got out, but anyone? But it wasn't easy to read because bearish PD arrays here. So we went into the bearishness here. Here we did go in. Here we created a bullish fair value gap, but I think ES gave the answer already here, right? So when ES was earlier, when ES started to disrespect this one, that gave our confirmation for. Oh, we took Asia high here. Asia high taken on ES and Asia high taken on NQ. Asia high was the draw. Isn't that interesting, guys? Who would have thought that here in this area? Not me. This is an interesting one to study. Very interesting. Who would have thought that Asia high was the draw for London? A 5-minute breaker did the job. Respected the 5-minute breaker. Yeah, and for me it was also the inversion that was here. Was it? It was a 5-minute inversion actually, not this one. But guys, look here. All these, it's gonna go down at some point. Look at all those gaps here. Yeah, it was this inversion that really sparked my interest. So that was about 245. A breaker. We closed higher here. Did we? Yeah, this one higher. Well, actually, this candle was the breaker that. And then we just hang out here, and then we blast off. But this was the inversion, the structure that I was like, okay. And it formed part of that breaker structure in my yellow lines. My yellow lines are very important in London. I love my yellow lines. Well, algorithmically not too bad. Yeah, guys, I said it already. Was it Monday after the let's go to the daily? I wouldn't go short until we are somewhere in this area, maybe even higher because we have a gap here. But yeah, I would be. I like this daily 0.5 level. Previous day high coming. When did you start trading? Well, just overall, I think it's now 6.5 years, 6 years ago, maybe 6.5 by now. The ICT is, it's 2026 now. Yeah, I think somewhere 2023. So that is 2020. I think it's 3 years ago that I started doing ICT. But I studied extensively, like eight hours per day, just studying, going over the videos, making notes. I didn't start journaling straight away. I wish I did, but I just started noticing that all the successful people that were trading really well, they had one thing in common, and that they journaled. And I was like, first I was a little bit too lazy, but not lazy in the sense, but I just didn't know what to journal. But then I thought, oh my God, all the people that are doing well and really are at a different level, that the level that I want to be in, they are journaling, backtesting, and I hated backtesting. So I started doing that. Now I don't backtest anymore, but I don't want to speak bad about it. Doesn't work for me, but I highly recommend journaling, backtesting, forward testing. But for me, forward testing works much better. Like my demo trading on forward, like live, is for me the holy grail, because I journal my demo trades on live, and I just feel the same emotions on a demo trade as on a real. But it has to be live. I have to just do it live. So, but my real growth really came after, I think I was 6 months in, or maybe even a little bit longer, when I started. And then I really, so my brain just started really processing things and connecting dots, and like, oh shit, that is, and I'm still looking for algorithmic signatures. I'm still trying to improve, because there's so much. It's literally in our face, but we don't know, right? It's just you need to find them. And um, ICT shares gives a foundation, but there's much more in the charts to be found, and especially when you combine time to it. So, when people say, "Oh, I just trade the silver bullet or whatever," it's so minimal. It's just, I don't think it's you really need to get into the charts, start journaling, and look for and find your model. And everybody can then, you build your model. Maybe everyone builds it a little bit differently. Um, yeah, I just don't like it anymore. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you already know what the market, if that day, specific day, and like, oh yeah, I already know that day. And I just don't like it. And I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And a lot of those, when you have, what's it, an FX replay, most of the indicators you can't put on them. They have limited indicators. So it still works so differently. But hey, listen, guys, I don't have to speak bad about that, because I think it's important. And some people love it. And if that's the way to go, that's the way to go. But for me, the forward testing does just a lot more, but that's personal. I also don't journal with sheets anymore. I just want everything visual. Like, I want to see the trade, and I write things down, and then I copy, print screen it, and then I used, in the beginning, I used Excel sheets to track my win rate and stuff like that. But then again, at some point, right? You have your basic. I know, okay, Thursday and 3 weeks my worst day. I know. I don't have to I don't have to make sheets for that anymore. Yeah, DBT, there's nothing wrong with the FX replay. It's good, but it's still limited in the sense that it can't have all the indicators that I used at that time, because I'm talking about 1 or 2 years ago. And for me, the forward testing just works better, but it's personal, right? I'm just saying it's personal. I think FX replay and TradeZilla are all awesome, but for me, it does just not. So if there's more people out there that are like, oh shit, I actually don't like back testing. Well, do more forward testing, but you have to forward test, you have to journal, you have to do either one of them. But it's just different for everyone. So if you don't like back testing, just stick to forward testing. Look at the market, demo trade your ass off all the time, whatever. But it's a lot of people say, yeah, you have to back test, and yeah, well, if you prefer forward testing, then forward test. And I think it's easier because you don't know the market. You have everything is there. Your charts are the same. Hey, DBT, can you use all your indicators now on FX Replay? There's also maybe a money, like also when I say if it's some people might not have the funds to buy FX Replay, then you just use you are actually maybe you have to forward test. But it's similar, it can give you the similar results. Yeah. So if people tell you, oh, you have to backtest and otherwise no, you don't have to. If you like forward testing, you forward test. If you like back testing, you back test. If you like both, even better. But hey, I don't like it. I just don't like it. Just being honest. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I just miss the emotions or something. Um, I think it also was like when I was back testing, I did so well, and then when I went to the market, it was so different. There was like a difference in my behavior, and I don't have that with forward testing for some reason. But that's, I guess that's just me. Let's have a look. What do you say, Ty? You think it's going to breach for Monday's high? Yeah, I think whatever is in between now and 0.588. If we go over that, I have a higher target, by the way, and that's on the weekly. There's a nice weekly wick. Hey, I'm going to make a t-shirt. I love big wicks. Um, there is a midpoint. If we go over that level, then I would definitely start looking into the midpoint of the weekly wick here. That's around 800-ish. On Monday, I had a level 888. I really liked 888-ish, but didn't reach that. Obviously, like, I always want too much. But if we go over this level here, 0.5586, I would be interested in 855. Let's see if we can get an entry, guys. For those who missed the long, we should get another entry. I'm not paying attention. I'm talking too much. But this was a nice entry here. 9 past. Yeah, okay, it's already too far. Previous day high. I would look at the, okay, hold on, guys. We're at the midpoint of the N walk. We might get a little bit of a retracement here. Let's see. Or it's just going to blast through and go back to that 0.5 level. 589. I should trade something. Nice expansion. I didn't expect this expansion after this, to be honest. I thought, but yeah, good example that the perfect entry should be below midnight, and then you ride it out to. But who expected this? I mean, I didn't expect this breakout, to be honest. Oh, guys, do you see something here? Let's see if the 4 hour, what the 4 hour is doing. Okay, it's a wick 1 hour. We've got a devil's mark here. 407. 600 is the midpoint between these two end walls. Okay. I hope it rejects here and it maybe gives us an entry for the remaining leg up to 0.5 here. 586. I think it's too bullish now. Yeah. It's just gonna run. Okay, top of the end walk and then retracement. Top is previously high as well. $470. 421. Let's see if we can get a pullback. We can get another entry. Okay, thank you, DBT. Yeah, and then be careful is. I got this weirdo, by the way. I think that large guy, the guy that made that comment. Remember that I don't know if you guys were here. Some of you were. That he posted something in the chat, and I kept repeating it. Like, what does he mean? And it was a bad word. Remember? I think he posted again on my. But I thought I just recognized the name, but I didn't connect the dots. But now if I see him again, I know who he is. Okay, let's see. Here we go, the 15. Okay, so let's have a look at the higher time frame on the 1 hour here. Just forget about. So we're clearly not on the sell side of the curve, but on the buy side of the curve. So again, also that bearish breaker wasn't correct then, right? But I can't find the bullish breaker. Where are you? Were you it? You were the 15-minute one here, and then we retested it, I guess. So. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's hard when you have bullish and bearish stuff going back and forth because we're just ranging here. Time distortion. But I guess now. Previous day high. It's a difficult area, to be honest, with all those wicks and monthly open. Yeah, we took out. We have liquidity here. 25. Go. London 20 minutes. What's this down? Okay, DBT, I'll check your FX replay results. So is your model yeah, I would love to see that. I will check that out. Okay, let's see, guys, if we're going to have a short from here. Well, technically we have a change in the state. If we close below this, but we're not yet. Now we do if we don't wick up. Keep on wicking. You keep on wicking. Okay, so 71% was long on the macro. Well done. Okay, so DBT, I guess they have expanded the. When I was using it like two or 3 years ago, they didn't have a lot of indicators. There was only 1 or 2 of them. So. Now we've got previous day high above us and a lot of fair value gaps and stuff. Question is, are we going to take previous day high first? Well, we just took Asia. We're in a fair value gap, an oldie, golden oldie. What do you want to do first? We're at 1/4 level. We're not here yet. So taking previous day high would mean the leg to here. So 427. It's so bullish. Let's try the implied fair value gap on the 1 hour. I'm just trying out some stuff here. Let's see if it gives me any edge. Oh, there is no implied because it's a fair value gap here. There is none. It's not overlapping. I wonder if this works. I'm just going to try something different. I know it's not the normal implied fair value gap, but it's just looking at this. This is not an implied fair value gap, guys. It's the normal fair value gap, but I'm just going to use an wick that is here. Just want to try something. See if it gives me any. Interesting. Pum. So I was just looking at this fair value gap here, and I'm just we went over it, right? This one here we went over, so this doesn't do me any good. But oh, I see something else. Hold on. Let me try something else. Here we go. Here's your implied fair value gap. It bloody ticked 0.5 here. No, no, no. I'm not bearish at all. No, no, no. Maybe for a pullback, but I'm more interested in this 0.5. But we've got a this is a barrier now, but the question look how it's reacting in this fair value gap. It still looks very bullish. Yes, there is a fair value gap here that is holding it down, and we also have an N walk. So I think it's taking a breather right now. But I might it's very bullish now. It's hard to trade. I might even wait for a short from here. I actually might be not interested in any long anymore because I don't know how it's going to go unless we're really going to go down here and then. But I think we're going to have a breather now. But maybe I'm more interested in short from because remember, guys, we've got Asia low still, right? Hey, Mr. Chaos Factor. See you. Oh, you were measuring 18 minutes. That's I didn't change anything. It's just the standard. I think also I must honestly say I also think they increased it a little bit because when I'm watching I also feel like there's more that I have to endure more. So it could be, but yeah, it's um, YouTube. I think they changed some things a little bit. But yeah, I would be more interested in a short from here, or if it keeps going up, then I would look for a short from that weekly. I would use the event horizon, the midpoint between this, and if it keeps going higher, then I would look at the midpoint of the weekly wick for a short. But maybe I would just let the long run just run, because I just don't know how far. Because I'm more interested in short because we got a good level here now, guys. And also, if you look at the 15. They left a lot of gaps as well. Look here. Here we have all these. We got a propulsion block. We got the Asia low. But on the 5 minute, they left so many. All these gaps here. Devil's mark gap here. So I'm really interested in the short. So I think I'll let the long just play out and then catch it later. Because now what does it want to do? Does it want to chop here? Does it want to go down here, then go up? I don't think I have the patience to wait for that anymore. Also now because we had this was such a nice move. Okay, I got out here and then the move up came. 4:10 is a nice time always, but I didn't expect this, guys, to be honest. I did not expect us to spike up to Asia high. I thought we might reject at 702 here, take out this high and then go back lower. That was actually what I thought. But I just don't know if they want to hang out here, chop around after a lot. Because how many times does it happen nowadays? We have one move and then we go back into consolidation. So I just don't have the patience for that anymore. So yeah. I think there's more room to the upside. I think the daily wick 0.5, but remember we're at 1/3 level, so it could be enough as well. So it could as well turn here and leave this previous day high for later. But it could also want to take that previous day high, which is just above. The moment we get over this and we start running, I think 0.5 of the daily wick is in play. So then 584 will be my level, and then again reassess because there's a lot of wicks here, and I keep saying it, when you see a lot of wicks it means either, oh look at that, we're going lower, but it could be just retracement. Yeah, and if it wants to keep on going higher there will be some resistance here, but then if it keeps going then this will be the liquidity it wants to, and then that weekly wick comes in play, right? So then that would be my target. Those gradients would be my target then. So yeah, I also need to do some stuff. Any questions, my dear friends? Actually, it's a beautiful AMD. Now I'm looking at it. I'm just let me share that again. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and the manipulation was the 152 210 macro. Obviously, it took a little bit longer. We turned here using the implied fair value gap, and then I just don't expect distribution anymore because we haven't. It just doesn't occur that much. I thought we were just going to range. So I'm so traumatized by the ranging that we had for weeks now, months. But this was actually AMD, not as clear as, but actually it wasn't that unclear. Accumulation, the manipulation move, and the distribution. Who would have known? I haven't seen Vincent for a while, by the way. He's my AMD buddy. Yeah. I just thought we were going to range, just go over this and go back into the range. But that's because price action has been like that lately, so we haven't seen such a nice move for a while. So no more questions, guys. Yeah. So I'm still bullish, but we could go into one of these levels to go higher. But always be aware because we did hit one of those levels on the daily, right? You always have to, if you use your quarter and 1/3 or your 1/8, if it hit one level, it could be done technically, but we have equal lows here. That matches the Asia low here. So if you look here, Asia low is those equal lows on the 1 hour. We took out this liquidity here with this one. Yeah. Yeah, once it starts going into the N walk again, also grade the N walk, the levels. If the bodies start going above 50%, you also have your confirmation that the price might go higher. And once it goes out of the N walk, we have the 0.5 of the daily, but also use the event horizon that's somewhere around here, which is the rejection. Like if we would go higher, for example, and go over the 0.5 here. Oh shit, hold on. This is a potential rejection block here, so we might reject here and then go back into the range. So that matches up with the 0.5, but then I would be very, very careful. I would really watch how strong the reaction is here. If it really rejects in the sense, okay, we're going to turn here, and then maybe go for the Asia lows, or does it want to continue higher into that weekly range? Once it starts, hey, you can definitely respect the reaction here. Let that be clear. When you have the 0.5 of a daily wick, you'll get a reaction. Either it's going to be a retracement, but if it's a full reversal, then I mean then this is in play, right? All levels here. If not, just a reversal, a retracement, then you want to keep eye on these levels and then the weekly. There's no news today, I believe. Let me see. 0.4. Well, who knows? It might be a very, very. I think it's a very distorted market make and buy model. If you go back all the way to 23rd of March, 24,600. Yeah, I think we have 100 points. We could go. I mean, the original consolidation is around 6 and 700, 24, 6 and 700. So if we look at the market maker model, going back into original consolidation, we could easily go back up to 700, 24, 600, and maybe even midway, and maybe even take out the liquidity. Yeah, it's a very distorted market maker model, but it is a market maker model. Well, we're clearly on the buy side of the curve. Not on the buy, not on the sell side, like I thought. It was just a retracement. Okay, guys, I need to do some groceries. I need to check if YouTube finally sent my pin. We don't have any post here. YouTube is very old-fashioned. If you they send to your mail, but we don't have mail here, so we have one post office, and the general mail, they come once a month or something, and then never your mail is there. It's just lost. So I'm gonna give it another attempt. Maybe I'm lucky. Who knows? Sometimes things happen. Okay, guys. I need to run quickly, and I'll check Discord and some other things later on when I get back. And I wish you a very pleasant day, guys. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you tomorrow in London again. Ciao, ciao.